There's no point in saying good morning, because it certainly is not one. This morning, the radical Supreme Court is eviscerating Americans' rights and endangering their health and safety. But the Congress will continue to act to overcome this extremism and protect the American people. In the Congress, be aware of this, the Republicans are plotting a nationwide abortion ban. They cannot be allowed to have a majority in the Congress to do that, but that's their goal. A woman's right to choose, reproductive freedom, is on the ballot in November. We cannot allow them to take charge so that they can institute their goal, which is to criminalize reproductive freedom, to criminalize it. What this means to women is such an insult. It's a slap in the face to women about using their own judgment to make their own decisions about their reproductive freedom.
Reproductive freedoms are under attack.
Red states and Republican-stacked courts have rolled back the rights of Americans.
Today, with the Supreme Court ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade, more than half the states in the United States ban abortion outright or severely restrict access to abortion services.
That's why California, Oregon, and Washington are building the West Coast offense to protect patients' access to reproductive care.
We're going to work with our legislators, with our providers, with our patient advocates.
We will continue to protect patients from any state who come to our states for abortion care.
Defend doctors, nurses, and medical professionals working to support patients seeking reproductive care in our states.
We're going to protect patient privacy.
We will resist intrusions by out-of-state prosecutors, law enforcement, or vigilantes trying to investigate patients receiving services in our states.
Stop misinformation.
And we're going to expand access to abortion services for the people in need.
We will not stand on the sidelines.
The West Coast United States is going to stand strong.
We'll fight like hell to protect your rights and your safety.
We are here for a reason. We were born into this place and into this time for a reason. We were born for freedom because we are restorers. We were born here to be protectors. We were put on this earth to make a better future and turn the ship around.
I was just so excited to see that news come out. We expected it to come next week. We've been just so glued to the opinion days and watching as each opinion has been released with expectancy, hoping that we saw in the final opinion what we saw in the draft. And so for that to come today was a bit of a surprise, but we were just thrilled to see it come down. And we've worked towards getting pro-life legislators elected who will support pro-life legislation that protects babies at conception and all the way through life to a natural death. And so this, of course, pertains to the conception and life beginning at that point. So we're very thrilled to see Roe v. Wade overturned and the power to legislate abortion returned to the states where we have a law in place that protects life. The impact will be saved lives. We've already seen the Heartbeat Act save lives from about 6 weeks on. And now when this goes into effect, we'll see lives protected from conception on.
With the Supreme Court decision, we have reached a critical moment that has been a long time in the making. For decades, extremists have cultivated far-right judges and spent billions in dark money. And when that still wasn't enough, Republicans stole 2 seats on the Supreme Court, all to force their unpopular agenda on the rest of America. And what will they seek to control next? Further control of doctors by putting every OB/GYN on a watch list? Further control of pregnant people by monitoring their location data and investigating miscarriages? Look, this is not theoretical. State legislatures are already competing to introduce the most extreme anti-abortion legislation they can. The level of control that the Republican Party wants over individual Americans is undemocratic, and frankly, it is downright creepy.
All Americans must have a legal right to reproductive health care in any kind, including abortion. Everyone must be free to live their own lives as they choose without being constrained to retrograde in state-sponsored dominance. Anything less is an affront to our fundamental rights and must be fought with fierce resistance. We are going to step up, because this is the city of fighting on behalf of all. We will step up and ensure those women across this country that need a safe haven, we will ensure they get information and ensure that our healthcare facilities are there to stand with them. And let's be clear, we're not standing idly by. We're working to inform the public of their rights in New York and ensuring the safety and security of everywhere. New York will be the safe haven for America and for the women of this country.
I know that they have the my body, my choice, but for me, the baby also has a fundamental right. And I know that to some people that feels like then you're sort of stripping away the rights of the mother. I believe we really as a nation need to come together behind women and provide resources. 75% of abortions are for women who are within 2% of the federal poverty level. So that really is saying, like, these are women who maybe aren't necessarily feeling like they want to have an abortion, but they're sort of backed into a corner and feel like they're having to choose between paying their rent and having a child. So if we can, as a pro-life movement and as a nation and at each, really get behind women, we have to get behind women.